That is what we call larynx Olympics.
Go and let the Lord have his way. We might be in television, but ain't nothing wrong with praising God in television land. You never know. All you all who are looking at us in your homes, I want you to feel free to get up. If you're in your living room, no matter where you are, ain't no harm to praise God. I think I better leave that alone. Do me a favor,
don't
will
leave
you?
it alone.
Turn around and grab 3 people by the hand and tell them that Jesus brought the sunshine. Tell somebody Jesus brought the sunshine.
Oh, we got drums now. Takes a lot for me to bounce my head. Yes. Fantastic. My technique going side. You know you're in it when there's a stank face. Ooh, bass player, okay. I just want to quickly point out here, they're doing something called blending. The voices blend together. Now, ordinarily, that's actually quite difficult to do, so people compromise their own voice. They will bring and rein their voice in so that people match with one another. I mean, just listen to that blend. It's so good. And you can even hear, here's what's really cool too. Belting generally is something you only do when you go up pretty high. It's kind of difficult to have a convincing tone when you're in your lower range. So not only are they blending when they're belting, but if you listen, those who take the lower parts in the harmony are blending with what is more traditional, which is a thyroid cartilage tilt. That happens, and then the vibrato kicks in. So that's how you know that that's what they're doing. So let's take another listen to that. You can hear that on the low end, right?
How y'all feel? I tell you, we got a live audience here tonight, boy. A lot of spirit out there. Do you mind singing a little bit, Tommy? Okay, thank you. How many sopranos I got out there? No, Jesus. Thank you, sopranos. How many altos I got? Thank you, altos.
I love how the audience just like knows.
How many tenors I got? No, Jesus. Thank you, tenors. All right. I want y'all to let all of Chicago know that Jesus. All out there on the lake, all those out there, I want you to let them know too that Jesus wants the sunshine. All right, here we go, sopranos. Here's your part. You made my day. Come on, sopranos, let me hear you all over the field. Come on.
I love how everyone in the audience just like knows how to call. Ooh, okay, the harmony. All right. Yeah, you teach them. So I just also want to point out, she is using belting technique. She's using belting technique to talk to the audience and be heard. So she's projecting over everything. She doesn't need to change the mic settings or anything like that. See? Oh, okay, we're gonna come back to that one. That's important. That is what we call larynx Olympics. So right here, what you're gonna hear is she's gonna belt and she's gonna change the vowels in order to get a really cool effect, like yeah, 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 with to change the rhythm without using a lot of glottal anything. It's very hard to do with belt. In fact, I would imagine it's actually quite dangerous to do with the belt. So that's not what she's going to do, but she's going to give rhythm and life to this by using vowels. Right? So that's the belt. Next, she goes into tilting the thyroid cartilage, but stiffens it so that straight tone is maintained and that there's no vibrato, unwanted vibrato. So then she goes from the thyroid tilt into the growl. So this is why I call it the larynx Olympics, okay? When you belt, your folds are fat and they're together. So she does this, and then she goes into the thyroid cartilage tilt, which is where you stretch your vocal folds. And if you look at my arms, they're kind of tensing and doing all this. That's why vibrato happens. So in order for her to have this and the depth of sound that comes with the thyroid cartilage, she needs to stiffen to where there's no movement. Quite difficult to do, as you can see from my arms. Next, she gets rid of all of it so that the folds are really flappy. Why? Because she's going to do a growl, and it's going to be rad. She's going to push her tongue back just a little bit, which is what you do for a growl, okay? And that will put the false folds against the epiglottis, which is a big piece of cartilage that we use when we swallow in order to protect our air versus our food intake, right? We swallow, epiglottis comes down. So by pushing the tongue back just a tiny bit, we end up resting on the epiglottis some of the things we use to make noise, and then those rattle. Ooh. Whenever I do this thing like that. Ooh. That glottal stuff again, right? Oh. She is with a nail. Day. I sound like a bad Axl Rose when I try it. Imagine having the charisma, the passion, the conviction, and the talent to be able to move an entire room into doing something that they also want to do. They signed up for it. You don't accidentally go to a Clark Sisters concert and be like, oh, I just didn't know it was religious. I had no idea. And to me, this is what makes gospel so absolutely compelling. She is giving a sermon, right? She's giving a sermon. No ego in this, right? It's all about her beliefs, her religious beliefs, and Jesus. And then the audience is there to do the same thing. Like I said, right? You would never go to a Clark Sisters concert. Oh, I don't know, you're going to talk about Jesus. I had no idea. And so to serve that audience, the Clark Sisters are there, and the audience is there, and they join in mass, quite literally in mass. And that's what makes gospel special. If you enjoy this react, I have a video right here that breaks this down even further.